to look at what options he even has made available to him. He can go Luna. He's going to go, though, with the Shark. Month on it, so we do get what we were looking for here in the typical comp. As we see the statues clash and the teams come out, and there it is right away. We've got the Doctor Strange firing it up, and it's Stinkrs on the roll. What a change of pace here as they're jumping right into the action.
Oh, they jump right through the portal and immediately gets frozen too. They are taking the fight straight to Envy's face, though, with Stinkrs putting everybody in the driver's seat. They take that first pick off of shpeediry and Window, and talk about already having that momentum as Dreamland make their way onto the point before it even unlocks.
3-0 what, Vic? 3-0 what, says Dreamland, as they come in and get this cap immediately. What a great way to shut down their best player, or, you know, top duelist in shpeediry, and then that's just going to slow down their healing that they can do with Ultron down. So good job from them, and great comms. So much chaos going on there, but Loki, you know, he's the master of chaos.
Yeah, that is very true. God of Mischief. I mean, I would have expected anything else, but we also get to see some change up with shpeediry, making that swap over to the Wolverine. Great awareness with looking at Dreamland having that triple Vanguard between the Doctor Strange, the Emma, as well as the Groot. And now with Pal moving up, being on that Phoenix, everyone's in close together. Another great hero when it comes to finding everybody tunneled in together.
And Valentina does have ult, but guess what? Cal can just match that easily. I mean, just insane job farming and getting that ult as quick as possible. And yeah, hey, if you get eliminated first, the advantage is you see their team, you can adjust, counter, and that's what we're going to have with Wolverine. Here comes the Phoenix now. Valentina smartly has not used that ult yet. They bust the bird. That's exactly what you want to do if you're Dreamland.
Gets just shut down, just face blank, and just stopping wherever the Phoenix was going to slam down. Talk about the awareness of Stinkrs floats up into the sky for that, but Chime having that Jeff ult gets countered with a reserve Meteor M from Coluge. That's what we're highlighting when it comes to those Jeff ults. I'm getting that shutdown, especially on a map like this, but with the Groot hug, it wasn't enough as Chuckles lost out on Stinkrs earlier on, and Dreamland now just trying to stay alive, but shpeediry also with that ultimate looking from the side of Envy are just trying to clear out the point from Dreamland because they've been stalling out for a while.
They've used so much to try to get this point, and they're still struggling to get it now. 75 and climbing, and Stinkrs is going to be able to portal back, but can they get it before the sustain runs out? And right now, Window going to now push the point. They do get the recap, which is huge for this team, as they could have gone crazy there, and instead reset. Everybody's going to reload. They're not going to use the Agamotto. Stinkrs going to Star-Lord.
It's crazy how much they had to use up, and that stall coming out still as Dreamland make those adjustments like you mentioned. And looking at the ult economy here, and as Envy had used up so much, it's really up to Cal to be able to get these resets. But Dreamland having MACE and that Sonic Seduction is something else that you have to look out for as they're making their way onto the point.
Yeah, we'll see how they choose to combo that. They don't have a ton of follow-up with it, but just great, you know, ult in use in general here. Now we do have the Phoenix ready to go. We'll see if Cal hangs onto it or if he knows that he can just utilize it the way he does best. Chuckles, though, getting 1-2. Both strategists. Oh, my gosh. Steve Rogers getting the last lap right now as Cal tries to make it and even the odds. And no, it's going to be Stinkrs and Chuckles going crazy for Dreamland.
Crazy names. Chuckles is absolutely chuckling after isolating that backline from Envy. Where did my strategist go here as Dreamland retake that point?
I mean, this is what you want. The dream is alive for Dreamland right now against the nation's best, near best with Envy here as they look to reset, reload. Envy's been here so many times before. shpeediry going to get that portal out. Plenty of time to do so. We'll see what the shot calls are for the team.
As the Vanguards just line up together here, up on the high ground is going to be Stinkrs finding Nero. He was waiting, being cheeky to activate the legendary. Stop their push as overtime is taking away, and Dreamland now have their feet planted. Nice little stop from Envy as they wanted to wait before taking that portal, but the damage output is too much as Dreamland are going to want to hold on to these ultimates for the next round.
Don't look shaken at all. I mean, what a way to come out. And Dreamland typically shows how they're going to play right off the bat. And this Dreamland has come to fight. Wow, what a great showing. Honestly, right from the opening portal.
Taking a look at these stats, I mean, you talk about doing your homework during that interview. Dreamland studying up on the competition when it comes to Envy. Looking at these stats too, the isolation that Chuckles has had on this Captain America. Are you kidding me? The damage output already with a huge play on taking out the strategist really allow them to win those next two fights and prevent them from staggering.
And what did we say? Shpeediry was going crazy on his side lock. He typically gets to play Torch. Hey, they got rid of both those options with Emma going down as well. And right now, a lot of talk about Shpeediry. 0 final hits. Definitely wants to look to do something better than that here, as Envy is going to try to make a different look on point number 2. But wow, what a start and a surprise for us and viewers. Dreamland has come to play.
As domination goes here, flip of the script. With these changes to Dreamland have so much to go into this first fight, and that's the number one thing, because it's so important to win that first fight on domination, as they're already getting into a nice cheeky position to get the dive going between Stinkrs, Chuckles, and Chime.
Already, Dreamland has 4 ults ready to match the gauntlet, the Infinity Thanos that has been Envy lately now. Stinkrs, who's been this team captain, is going to force the ult. That's a win in itself. He does go down. Cal going to get that quick pick on him. We've got the dancing on the floor. Jibory to match. 2 big dancing going on here as Coluge looks for the meteor M, is trying to find his target, lands it, connects it, but it's also going to be Chime. That was, oh my gosh, what a huge ult. Getting both strategists. He's not going to get them both off the map, though. We have at least Shpeediry coming back.
A nice Shpeediry calls in the extermination. Get this shark out of here. A little bit of revenge for Month, who had gone down, as Luna cannot just fly out with her skates here instead, but taking a good amount of damage. Shpeediry does get healed up back to full health, and now dropping down is going to be Stinkrs, because at the moment, none of these teams, by the way, have even gotten to the point yet.
Those Stinkrs is so elite. But yeah, the point not being capped is a huge call out. These teams are absolutely fighting it. One always on the point right now. That's a job for Window and Chuckles. It's just Steve Rogers v. Steve Rogers. We saw it in the MCU. We're seeing it here now as Stinkrs is going for the pick. Gets Month out of this thing. 105 health, but it's going to be Stinkrs on top. Cal's got to get this guy out of the sky if Envy wants a shot for the first point.
Nero says that's none of my business. Went into the jet ult and just completely abandoned ship at that point. When the legendary came out, nothing to really help restabilize Envy, just because of the strategists that had not had those ultimates ready to try to combat that.
And Stinkrs is definitely playing his best game, as we see the team up thrown there. He can get into, safety and get his team rolling, as Valentina's got the ult. Cal can match it. I think he knows it here. The amplifier's on. There's the you are nothing, and that ult is nothing. Oh my gosh, he gets 2 with it.
And that was what them trying to wrap up behind them originally there too. You try to get something going, but they're back happening right behind them at least. While Dreamland were so fixated on trying to roll out from right behind Envy now. They try to contest here, but it's just a matter of time with the numbers still on Envy side.
That's a way to kind of reset there for Envy. 31% and climbing. Dreamland does have access to Jibory's ult into Chuckles. More sustaining than it is aggressive. Stinkrs look for him to try to get this thing charged back up. Shpeediry, execution, extermination, ready to go. And this is gonna be a tough point to take, though, if you are Dreamland, allowing the recap.
Yeah, oh man, but Window now giving them a little taste of their own medicine, being able to find both Captain Americas onto the Jeffs, it looks like, from both sides. Except Chuckles does have that freedom charge to keep everybody contested, but it's about flipping this point first, while Envy are playing a little bit split up and Dreamland taking their time.
Yeah, and Jibory going down with that ult. They just got a full reset now, right? Wait for the stagger. And at that, just like that, a blink of an eye, 38% and climbing for Envy has already taken the lead on this point. Coluge ready. And now the entire team's going to be able to charge up their ult. They have everything they'll need outside of Nero, who'll be shortly behind, which honestly, just kind of timing that out, you kind of want that.
The Sound of Seduction, though, to open things up from MACE. Jibory is going to be able to get that God of Mischief, just so that way they can keep themselves in this fight and get a lot more aggressive with the Sia, getting that copy over onto the Rocket. They lost out on Shpeediry, which is a huge first pick, because he goes down with that elimination here. Coluge gets stunned just temporarily, but there's that freedom charge to keep everybody in this fight. Stinkrs once again finding Month, but with the Jeff ultimate, they get caught in it. It's the Captain America. He's trying to drop down to so that way he can help them out here, but over on the other side, Nero's going to be able to find Stinkrs without having that legendary.
That's a huge pull there to get Window out. Window, just what a display of how he plays the Vanguard, just helping out the team during the ult, trying to get a little damage when he could there on the ult as well. Coluge now just trying to hold this fort down. Valentina already getting another ult ready to go here now as Stinkrs pops the legendary mixtape in. Eliminations looking to go out, but he does not connect to anyone. Good rotations from the team. Coluge with 1 health narrowly escapes.
Even crazier that Nero was able to get out of the line of sight of the legendary weight, just so that way it could still be impactful. And with Window finding Valentina, MACE going out next. Window says, I could do the Captain America just as good as Chuckles without having the MACE, without having Valentina, really having Chime and Jibory, as Jibory's the next to go. Envy, 99% in their favor, overtime ticking away. Even with these trades, though, they're keeping their feet planted.
Just knocking some of the dust off we're seeing here from Envy as they get right back into things and cleanly take, oh, the second map. Nope, it's a sword finish. My gosh, the disrespect. But no, that was something. You know, Envy just trying to kind of get into it a bit. I think they Dreamland did a great job on it down upon us here, and the teams take it to it. Now, Window 80% in climbing. Listen, Envy has sustained for days if they're able to get first cap.
They hang out here for as long as possible if they want here, Window. Having to look at Chuckles, though, making that swap over to the Hulk. And no more that we talked about. Dreamland likes to run. It's the Sia that gets called in for month, though, as Envy had that ultimate going into this third round. Something that Dreamland don't really have. They're just going to have to wait it out for now, holding on to the choke, and it's a lot more of that poke pressure.
Yeah, they're already being pushed into their spawn. Is crazy work here from the extermination. Now Cal diving in, not getting any picks there.
Wow.
They looked at I mean, that's tough. They're getting shpeediry and Cal both ulting, nothing from it. Wow, the positioning from Dreamland to hop downstairs in this thing, and now Window's got his ult, but they needed that. That was everything.
Yeah, that was crazy comms right there, too, and just the quick rotates. They literally counter-rotated around those ultimates, not having to utilize too much, because they didn't really have much anyways to work with. Month does get that BRB, though, and Coluge misses out on the Meteor M. Rare sight, as he's been landing this within the last 2 rounds, and now Dreamland have these rounds of rotates, even with Chime going down. The survivability is there with Jibory getting that God of Mischief and the Eternal Bond.
I mean, that was perfect if you Dreamland. 6 ults from Envy, none of them meant anything there, Vicky. And now Dreamland, they changed heroes. They farmed back up. They used Jibory and Valentina. So yes, a lot of their survival's gone, but they now have the aggression. We'll see how much that matters to sustain the point. They did get the first cap on that second point zone we went to. We'll see if the same story, same song, same dance is about to happen.
The fact that they didn't have much and they could just still play patiently and counter-rotate to be able to have their feet of aggression on that point first. As Envy get a copy from their book and try to rotate from right underneath them, but they were met with the psionic seduction from MACE. Stinkrs, this is going to be a ball game for him as he sends out the whale to block out their exit point, but no follow-up here as they want to get a lot more aggressive. You're going to have to reset from Chuckles too, as he is on the Hulk, and shpeediry now just trying to find them up in the sky using the extermination.
Yeah, good rotation there from Envy, surviving this thing. MACE getting the best of Coluge. Nero not getting what he wanted. These ults have not been good to Team Envy, unfortunately. Now Cal with the Phoenix ready. Looking at it, Month can give some sustain, but 50% in climbing is Dreamland. Remember, who wins this point wins map 1 in this thing. Envy has not lost in domination yet in the seeding stage. Now grand finale is up, Vicky, and the fight commences.
And the way that Dreamland have worked around this, though, and making sure that they're a lot better on domination as Cal gets Chuckles this time. It's going to be a nice trade back, though, with Chime trying to get the follow-up in the group hug now coming out from Window. So many members of Envy falling so incredibly low, though. The sustain isn't there because Stinkrs has called everybody together.
What a name, man. What a name. What a player. Stinkrs now back and ready with Giganto yet again, about to throw the well. You said it was going to be for the ball game. We'll see if he gets a strikeout here, throwing it early. He can't. The portal, the knockback. He does get the portal off, though. That's huge for Envy.
I was scared. I was sitting on the edge of my seat, literally by a frame. He was able to pull it up first before the whale came crashing down on Window's head, and they utilized, again, that Magneto bubble already with the Eternal Bond now just painting out the floor. That was an important Meteor M if he would have landed that. Now the survivability is there, and Jibory is going to be able to get this rotates in with more of these ultimates, with Valentina slowly approaching her own Eternal Eve, rather now with Chuckles now going down. Envy with shpeediry, nice playing off the wall, is going to be able to do just enough damage so that way they can reclaim this point.
And that was everything, because they were going to be able to rotate into Nero on the Internal Bond straight into Month and keep this thing, but now they don't even have to do that, Vicky. They're able to build back up. shpeediry can get into this thing, try to go for the combo there with Cal. So that was exactly what they needed to do in that moment without utilizing the resources, what it often comes down to. However, Vicky, they've not done much with these ults. We'll have to see if they're able to put things together.
And now at 99%, we're seeing some swap ups. Stinkers now moving up on the Wolverine. Nero has that for survivability, and Month will have that Luna Snow ultimate ready for that next round of fights. But with the double stun here real quick and Chime still being able to have that reset, it's going to be a lot to break through that choke.
Hero's got Eternal Bond ready on. The Q is ready to be pushed, but now 54 and climbing, almost 99 guaranteed between these two teams. Stinkers is going to activate that damage reduction. He's going to hunt for the prey as Wolverine does. Good rotation Dreamland has had on that low ground for once, and it's going to be MACE though getting picked early. That's such a huge loss for this team.
Ooh, and Month is popping off, by the way. The freeze up to Chime for Cal to follow up. Chime can't reset with that Phoenix ult button, and now Valentina Eve might wants to back away. They saw that the Eternal Bond was used up from Nero, and with so many members gone here, they don't want to try to stagger.
Wow, 99-0. Now we're back to 99-99. What a way to open up the second match of today. Both teams won it so bad. The seeding was not there as much for Envy in the first group stage. Didn't matter anyway, but they want a better spot this time around. Dreamland looking to make history for this team in this board. Now Envy's got everything. You're about to see every Q press. It's the Michael Bay special.
It would also be a huge upset here as the Eye of Agamotto now comes in and hits Chuckles and Stinkers. Nothing to help out Chuckles as shpeediry finds him, and Coluge with a Meteor M shuts down Stinkers. Envy have the number advantage. Dreamland, though, they have the survivability, and they could get this dance up, but it's going to be Month who activates here, too, with the fate of both worlds. Now, Cal finding Valentina Eve. The numbers are not in Dreamland's favor. No stalling potential as the final Hail Mary comes crashing down, and there's only so much MACE can do, but the portal plays allow the recontest from Dreamland as the staggering is still coming out.
Yeah, honestly, just good sustain there from MACE, allowing Chuckles to go to Strange and gave him a lifetime there of ability to contest this thing, but it's so tough to win off the portal, especially when shpeediry's in the air, hunting down Protocol shpeediry. It's Ultron. The age of Envy continues as they take map 1, but what a fight, what a finish.
You know, when I look at Ultron and shpeediry's hands, I have to remind myself, strategist, duelist, because the way that he holds together with Ultron is just so aggressive. Beautiful follow-ups, too, from the Terror Cape at the very end. But Envy were ready as Dreamland could not recontest, but it was still an incredibly close first map.
Damn, if you're Dreamland, though, you hope that one doesn't slip through your fingertips, because it was theirs the entire way. Up one map, lost the second, 99-0 on the third, but could not come home with it. But if you are Dreamland, domination has been their dominant performance there for Envy, and you just took it to the stretch limit, right? So you know what you have, what it takes to go toe-to-toe with this team.
100%, and I actually think, though, these individual